And like I said, this is the biggest opportunity to learn. So if you are on lockdown, I know a lot of the cities on planet Earth are on lockdown now, which is a big learning exercise for everyone that wants to learn. Are you periscoping on that? You might have to make it diagonal. I'm just talking to my camera man or camera person or camera human. So we will be sharing with you the essential things that you need to do to make your lockdown enjoyable, fascinating. Yesterday we talked about getting vitamin C. Thank you for those of you that have joined. Yesterday we talked about getting vitamin C. The biggest place you can get vitamin C is what? I told you this, and we're going to really demonstrate this now. So we're gonna cut. Thank you for joining. For those of you that are just signing, you're gonna cut this into 2 equal parts. It's gonna be 2 equal parts, and anyone on Key Stage 1 will have to draw this for me. Draw the mathematics of this, whether they are really equal. The diameter, you've got to draw the diameter of this, and then draw the diameter of the second one. Don't cut it. Get your parents to cut it, or get your carers to cut it. So if your parents or carers can cut it, then it makes life easy for you. So all you need to do is just make sure that you draw this. It is both a science class and an art class. For all of you that couldn't go to school today, this is the first thing you're going to do. And we're going to tell you 7 different reasons why we are starting up with this, why this is important, and you need to know this. This is task number 1. Draw this. After an adult in your house has split it into 2 halves, it's got to be 2 equal halves. If one is smaller than the other, then you miss the experiment, you miss the trick. And what we are going to do later with it in the week, you may not be able to achieve that. That is a full orange that I split into 2 halves. Then there is the lemon. L-E-M-O-N. L-E-M-O-N. There's the lemon. You got to take this and do exactly the same thing. It's got to be mathematical. You need to measure from one edge to the other, and then I did a mark earlier on before we came on air. I did a slight marking earlier on, so I don't want to miss the exact 50% location. So I'm splitting it along the markings, equal distances, and then you cut this, and then you draw this, and then you do the painting. And so you're going to see the exact difference in color between the orange and the lemon. We're coming to the chemistry of this later. We're just doing the cutting now so that we can understand this. So anyone that is at school, because your parents are key workers, fine, you're going to miss out of the fun. But if you're at home, we're going to learn with fun. The curriculum is FUN, and then we are going to understand the basis. It is a fundamentals. So we're going to learn the basic things. It's a lot of fun, and then we do the mental bit. So it's fundamental. So we're going to do that later. We're going to come back to why we're doing this, and make sure you draw it. Your task is to draw this. Now, if you're in Key Stage 3 or heading towards your GCSE, you not only draw, you label. You tell me what part this is, this outer part. You tell me what the immediate inner part is. You tell me this radio, like bicycle spoke. Then you now show me the middle of it. You have to label it. So if you're in Key Stage 1, you just draw. You don't need to do anything. Draw it well, draw it big, so that anybody can see it, because you're going to take photograph of your drawing and send it to me, and you will know that I promised so many things yesterday. I promised that you will get what? You will get an iPhone charger. I promise that you'll get the Huawei phone case and the Huawei phone, and we'll discuss how you will win. Someone's going to win a MacBook, depending on how long the lockdown is for. So you need to draw this and give me the correct color in terms of your shade. So that's going to tell us the difference between a lemon and an orange. You have to tell me in color. I don't need to just, you don't need to tell me this is lemon or orange. Once I see the coloring, I'll know exactly what you have done. So make sure everybody does this, because this is real practical science class. And I did tell you a long time ago, for those of you that follow us online and those of you that have watched our programs over the past 10 years, some of them are still on YouTube, the old ones are on YouTube. And if you're not subscribing to our YouTube page, you missed a lot. You have already missed a lot of fun and learning. You've missed what is called the knowledge-based economy, and you've missed what is called the skill-based disposition. So go and watch a past YouTube video. You've missed how small kids that are very young can understand difficult concepts. You've missed how you can explain any concept on planet Earth in 2 minutes. Like understanding what gravity is. If I hold this orange and leave it and let go, it's going to fall to the ground. Why? Because that is gravity. If you hold your food and you're eating it and you push it to the edge of the table, it falls. We had a video that taught 16 principles of physics using hula hoops. Just playing with hula hoops, you understood 16 principles of physics. So please do not miss anymore. You need to know what is available and what everybody has been working on, and you cannot be the only person missing out on that. All right? Every single person has got to understand that. So that's the reason why you have to go to our YouTube page. If you have ever written any science exam and you did not get 100% in your science exam, science test, it's not your fault. It's because you've not watched a lot of the videos we put out on YouTube. We put it out on YouTube. So go on our YouTube channel, type there now. If you haven't watched any of our videos before, type there YouTube. Type under your comment box, say YouTube. U as in Y-O-U, tube as in T-U-B-E. Type that in to your comment box, because a lot of the mathematics you find difficult in school will broken it down. That means the mathematics you find hard, very hard, will broken it down. It's on YouTube. The simple maths, mathematics, so-called times table, 9 times table, we broke it down in, you will not believe this, in 2003. So by now, you will be a mega expert in that. So you are not going to lag behind in any of your sciences, in any of your mathematics, in any of your drawing, if you tune in 10 a.m. every morning. 10 a.m. every morning. As long as the lockdown stays, we'll be here for you to make sure that everything is fine. We got some additional things for parents. This is today's New York Times. You don't need to leave home. If you're on lockdown, don't worry, don't leave home. Like, don't sit down and watch television all day, because you at one point you get bored. At one time you get believing even fake news that comes out on television. So we will synthesize what is happening for you and be able to share it. This is the New York Times for today. If you haven't seen it, know that we're going to refer you to specific stories here. You are going to summarize it. That's going to be your literacy or your English. We will put the link available to you in our closed Facebook page. This is the China Daily. This is the leading English newspaper for today. Get what? This is a global edition. Look at this, Monday the 23rd of March 2020. Every single person, we're going to share that with you, because your friends in China have been through exactly what you're going through now. So we share with you of a great family in China, that was able to go through the lockdown and enjoyed it. Oh, you say, how do you enjoy it? I'll tell you how to enjoy the lockdown. I'll tell you how to enjoy staying at home. Staying at home is not a punishment. If it was originally designed to be a punishment, we have to change it to be one global family discussing and sharing, and that's what life is all about. We're going to discuss and we're going to share. We've used technology for a long time. Since 1999, we'll be putting all our PowerPoint slides on YouTube. You're going to see some of them. And then we're using Yahoo, by the way. We didn't have Google in 1999, we're using Yahoo. So what happened exactly in China and Wuhan, we're going to take you straight to Wuhan and explain to you how fun it can be to be home. So New York Times, China Daily, and then we're going to share with you what is happening here in London, London Times. So 3 different continents. We're bringing all 3 different continents together. And those of you that are worried about geography, we'll tell you now the map of the world, where China is, where Wuhan is in China. We'll show you where New York is. New York is in lockdown. And we'll tell you in relation to London. So the triangle, China, New York, and then London. And then we'll bring in your city. So want you now, immediately, all of you watching, I want you to type in the name of the city you're watching from. We're going to calculate how close you are from your city to Wuhan, the epicenter of the new tiny organism, tiny living thing that is causing big problems for your breathing. We're going to explain to you what the virus does to your lungs, what it does to your mouth, what it does to your nose, what it does to your throat, and why an ENT. What is an ENT specialist? We're going to break that down later. But I just want you to know that now. Before we come back tomorrow to repeat this at 10 o'clock and expand on it, in the evening, we're going to be talking to Key Stage 4, Key Stage 5, undergraduate students. If you don't know what Key Stage 3 is, it means you're not a teenager. If you're a Key Stage 3 student, you are aged between 11 and 14. If you're a Key Stage 4 student, you are aged between 14 and 16. Key Stage 5, you are aged between 16 and 18. And then we have the undergraduate program. We're going to walk through that. We're going to tell you what this will look like under the microscope. You're seeing it with your naked eyes now, but we're going to share with you when you put in a magnifier. Magnifier is something that makes things very big. So we're going to put a magnifier here, and every single bit you're seeing here is going to look big. And then we're going to play with this. We're going to really understand the biology of this fruit. That means the science of life of this fruit. And then we'll look at rotten fruits. Why do fruits go rotten? What microorganism, that means small living thing that makes it look rotten. And then how this can kill them. This is what most people call the sanitizer, an alcohol-based hand gel. We'll show you how alcohol is quite useful in wiping up all these surfaces so that they are clean and there are no germs here. We're going to show you all of that. We're going to do that later. And I know you will like it because it's something that you do. And then those of you that answer your questions and are able to email it in, at the end of the first 2 weeks, you're going to win this book. This book, 100% free. We're going to make sure that it's posted to you, especially if you're on lockdown. We need to tell you what you exactly need to do to be able to get this book, by the way. This book normally retails for $19.95. If you're going to buy it from Amazon, it's £25, but we're going to let you have this. And then we're also going to let the entrepreneurs in you get hold of this book, Huawei, Leadership, Culture, and Connectivity. This is a book that was contributed to, and the lead authors, the people that inspired the writing of this book, were from Wuhan. W-U-H-A-N, Wuhan. You're going to understand why Wuhan is a particularly buzzword now. Everybody is talking about Wuhan. But I need you to know the geography of Wuhan. I need you to know the topology. That means the shape, whether it's on the hill or in a valley or on the mountaintop. You need to know Wuhan, why it's so important now, why Wuhan is the city that led to the lockdown of all cities that have been affected and what really affected them. So you need to put that down. You expect all the entrepreneurs, if you're an entrepreneur, crisis, they say a good crisis offers great opportunity. Winston Churchill was saying that if you're an optimist, you will always find something great to do when everybody is moaning and complaining. We will take you step by step how you can turn any crisis into a great opportunity if you follow simple rules. If you keep your distance from anybody that you think may be infected or anybody that you don't even know is infected. We're going to tell you that. We're going to explain that to you. So you're going to get hold of this. I'm going to tell you how to get hold of this for free. What you need to do is keep logging in, and we're going to make it so short and so interesting so you have time to go and do some more work now. Do the exact task I ask you to do. Be able to work through how you are going to be a chemist. At the end of this lockdown, you are going to be a chemist. That means we are going to make our own hand sanitizer. Believe it or not. Every 7-year-old, every 5-year-old, every 3-year-old, we're going to mix these things together. We'll tell you exactly what to mix and how you are able to put this in it so that it sips it in, the mechanism, how it does it. You're going to work that out. That means you're going to make things. Scientists study things, engineers make things. So we are going to get that. And if you're a girl or a boy and has ever found science, technology, engineering, or mathematics difficult, this is the lockdown for you to unlock all the difficult concepts. This lockdown will unlock every single concept. So anything you found difficult to do before, you're going to enjoy doing it now, because we're going to show you the non-school way, the easiest way, the non-curriculum based way of knowing things. That's exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to recap for those of you that are just joining. If you woke up late today, we'll forgive you. Tomorrow you have to wake up early, because 10 o'clock is 10 o'clock. I need you up at 10 o'clock. And if at 10 o'clock you're up, then we're able to do things and we'll complete very quickly. But if you join us late, that means we have to repeat everything. So first thing, the kitchen is the biggest science laboratory anybody can hope to have. Kitchen. So if you have a kitchen at home, you will catch up on your science and overtake all your friends that are not logged in. So share this with your friends that are not logged in if you don't want your friends to lose out. Because we are going to make sure that we explain everything here simple, in simple terms, not in school terms. Sometimes school, you have to follow the textbook. But here we make up the textbook so that you can understand the concept. So number one thing I did today was I took an orange like this and measured it from here, this end, to this end, and then divided it by 2. And then put a mark on the new distance. So you take this from here to here, you take your ruler, measure it, help your mother or your father or your parent to measure from this end to this end, divide it by 2, and then put a mark on the measurement. So if it's 10, divided by 2, you get 5, and then so you measure from here to here 5 centimeters, and then you mark it. And then turn it 5 centimeters, mark it. And then you bring out a great knife, and then you cut it around the 5 centimeter marks, and then you have this. So once you cut it, you have this. What do? You then draw this. Draw it very well. Draw what you see. I need to see it. You draw it with your pen and your pencil and your coloring materials. Color it very well, because the color of this is going to be different from the next task. If you're in key stages 3 or 4, you not only draw, you label it. So you tell me what this is, what that is, what the other one is. If you're A-level, you describe it. You describe each part of this orange that you drew. So the orange is not just something you eat, because it has vitamin C. I told everyone to make sure that you eat. Drink a lot of vitamin C, because it boosts your immunity against any virus. It boosts anybody's immunity against every virus. Then you take the lemon. Lemon, you do the same thing. You measure from one end to the other. You divide it by 2. You get about 3.5. We got about 3.5 here. And then you mark it 3.5. You mark it in 4 different locations. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different locations. And then you bring the same knife and then you cut it, and you have two equal. Your lemon has now broken into two equal ones, and then you draw this as well. You draw it if you're in key stage 1, and then you paint it the right color. You will immediately see that the color of the orange and the color of the lemon is what? Is not the same. If it's the same for you, look at it very well. Type there, not the same. I want everybody to type that the orange and the lemon is not the same in color when you cut it. It's also not the same in the skin before you cut it. So you are going to draw this for me and give me the correct color. If you compromise on the color, it's going to be a big fight. So draw it with the correct color so that everybody sees it and everybody knows exactly what you are doing. So if you'd like to just put this on for me, it's about 2,000 there. So if you put that on for me, and then everyone, tomorrow we're going to talk about this. We're not working on this at all today. We're working on this tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to talk about this, and tonight we're also going to talk about the big idea, this fantastic idea. You're sharing? Are you sharing it? Yeah, okay, make sure you share. Thank you for those of you that are sharing. Make sure you write the city you logged in from, because we're going to work out the distance between Wuhan, which is the epicenter, a place where everything started. We're going to work out the distance between Wuhan and your city, where you're living now, where you're on lockdown. And the distance between New York and your city, if New York is not your city. We have gotten today's China Daily. This is the newspaper that is read by people in Wuhan. We will be sharing with you exactly what they went through, because they've been on lockdown. They've been on lockdown now. And Jiawei, one of my mentees, has contacts with Chinese doctors working in Wuhan. And I will tell you the employment opportunities. For those of you that haven't learned a new language, I will encourage you to learn one language now in the period that we are on lockdown. I will show you how you can have accelerated language learning. Everybody cannot sit at home and watch television all day. You must not watch more than 3 hours of TV a day at most. Cannot do that. You cannot spend all the time doing that. So we'll be sharing with you exactly. This is today's China Today. Can you see Monday the 23rd of March 2020? We'll be telling you exactly what Chinese, our friends and our colleagues in Wuhan have been through. We will share that with you, what happened to the businesses, and how you can get opportunities. Exactly what happened in their place is essentially what is happening here. How you can get the opportunities. We'll be sharing this with you. This channel, we are the only people working on this. There is no other channel nowhere on the internet. Nowhere on Facebook, nowhere on Twitter, nowhere on Periscope, nowhere on Instagram that is discussing what we're discussing. All our ideas are original. Nobody's telling you the value of vitamin C and how to work on vitamin C. Nobody's telling you how to create your own sanitizer. What you wash your hands with is based on alcohol. We will show you how to do that. That's chemistry 101. And for the young children, you are making. If you make anything, it's called engineering. If you study anything, it's called science. So you know exactly what's happening in China and how the Chinese have managed to, your friends in China have managed to do. We'll have a family that we're going to play the video of. They've been on lockdown. They were on lockdown for 52 days. Yes. How did they manage? The father, the mother, and the children. How did they manage? We're going to share that with you. This is the New York Times. Type the city. If you haven't typed the city you're watching on, we may not allow you into the next class. So type the city. We want to be able to involve your city in this geographic experiment. I mean, it's where you are located. So got free papers from 3 continents. This is from the China. It's from China. This is China Daily. This is China Daily. This is from China. This is New York Times. New York Times telling us essentially what the Americans are going, what our American friends and brothers are going through. This is the London Times, telling us exactly what is happening in Europe. And then we're going to have an additional African publication later, so that we have every continent represented in the news, and we cover everything that is happening, and every child will know the different continents of the world. You will know that. You will understand how interrelated the world is, because you need to know what's happening in other continents and how you can benefit from it. You have to. And we'll show you how to do that, because you need to do that. Because I know you're going to love it. Everybody loves a great thing, so I want you to love it and be able to work on that. So if you have already typed in the city you are from, not this, you will win this, one of this. Every single week we are going to give one of these away. This is 9999. 1999. If you go to the shop, it's 25. But we're letting you know the special edition. Thanks to Times, the publishers of this newspaper, Times newspaper, they provided this to us for free. So we'll give it to you for free. But if you don't participate in this program to the end, you may have to go and pay to buy this. And we will tell you which sector, because this looks at the top 100 companies, top performing, and which of the sectors is recruiting right now. There are some sectors recruiting right now. There are some sectors of the economy laying off. So if you are an employee, we will tell you what you need to do. I've already dropped a hint already about learning a new language and helping people that cannot access that information. So someone translated this. This was originally written in Mandarin. Somebody translated this to English. You can join the group of people that do the translation. If your English is very good and your Chinese is very weak, or if your Chinese is very good and your English is very weak, we'll tell you exactly what to do in the business right now, what you can do to make money in lockdown. So you learn and you earn. Every learning that you get opens up a new opportunity for you to earn. So you earn wealth. So we'll make that available to you. And I was talking about the Chinese literature. Here is Huawei. A lot of people talked about Huawei. They don't understand the technology behind it. But this is straight. This is straight from the horse's mouth. The people that set up that blockbuster company that now threatens everybody in the whole world in terms of technology dominance. So if you have any questions, put in your questions now to show that you're participating and you hear what we're doing. And make sure you have taken note of your task, what you need to do, your task. Make sure you've taken note of it. The drawing, the labeling, depending on your key stage. The cutting, you must measure it and tell me how many centimeters yours was. If you don't have any orange, if you don't have this type of orange, any type of orange will do. So make sure that you have that done. And you will walk away with this and all the things that we showed you yesterday evening. If you haven't watched yesterday's evening's on, it's not available on YouTube. It's still available on this channel, Facebook, and it's available on, this is Periscope, it's available on Instagram, it's available on Twitter. So you do not have an excuse. If you don't have any platforms that you are in, please, you need to go on the easiest one you can go on. You can go on Facebook. All you need to do is create it. It's free. Or you can just, the quickest one is Twitter. If you don't know how to get on Twitter, just type in here now, at Chris Imafidon. Just type now. If you don't know how to get on Twitter, type at Chris Imafidon or type Twitter. TWITTER. Type it now. If you type it now, I'm going to contact you later and tell you 3 steps to open a new Twitter account and tell you who to follow and be able to work on things. And we will also be telling you the latest from WHO, the World Health Organization, the group of doctors that work for nobody and works for the benefit of everybody. So they're not paid by one government, they are paid by an intergovernmental agency called the UN. So we will tell you what you need to do in your area. That's the reason why I'm asking you. Type in the name of the city you are from, the name of the country you are from before you log out. I need to see it, and I need to be able to take care of every single person that relies on us for the best information. Later, we will also break it down for those of you that are entrepreneurs. What is selling now? What you need to invest in now, and how you can use the tools you already have in your hands. Because we're going to do what is called a skill audit, what you can do. We're going to do a knowledge audit, what you know. And then we're going to do the industry needs, and we're going to match you. So You are not, repeat, not going to be unemployed. If you have skills or you have knowledge or you want to have knowledge or skills, you will have fun during lockdown. So I thank you for logging in, and I will see you at, particularly if you're an EIE parent, I will see you at 2 p.m. this afternoon and again at 7 p.m. 3 times, 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 7 p.m. And they're not going to be repeats. They are new things for new people. So here, key stage 1, you're going to do your drawing for me, and I'm going to see that. You're going to show me how many centimeters your orange was in terms of diameter, and you're going to show me where you cut it. You're going to show me where your lemon was, in terms of diameter, and you're going to show me where to cut it. And then I'm going to tell you what to do with this. This is a special one. I'm going to tell you what to do. You don't cut this. I'll tell you how to peel it and what you need to do in counting them, and then drawing this as well and labeling it. You don't cut this, you cut the big one. You don't cut this, you cut the lemon. You peel this. I'll tell you what you need to do and the science behind you peeling it and how it evolved to be a peelable fruit. You need to get that. So do not be afraid. If anybody tells you you're going to die, the person is lying. You just need to keep yourself clean. Wash your hands like I do now, like I'm doing. You can see me. I put in my sanitizer, hand sanitizer, homemade. I'll tell you how to make it. Oops. So I put my hand sanitizer on. I sanitize my hand so that anything I touch does not carry with it this tiny, tiny, tiny micro. You only need a microscope to be able to see it because it's so tiny you can't see with your eyes. But you can wipe it off. And then I'll be able to take questions during the other session. I'll need to be able to take all your questions and then keep you not just amused, but keep you happy and let you know that this is one big scientific experiment that goes from one end of the world to the other end of the world. One big experiment. This is one big experiment. It's more than what the big people call epidemiology. That means the spread of disease in the community. It's more than what the virologists call pandemic, because it is spreading from one country to the other and one continent to the other. Don't ignore the big words. We're going to break down the big words and we're going to explain to you what pandemic means, why you must not be afraid of a pandemic, because there are people in Wuhan. There are people in Wuhan that survived it, so we're going to share their testimonies with you and we're going to share exactly what it is. Why you must not be afraid of your business, because there are things that are still needed by people, and a business person solves problems, and when there's a big problem, you rise and try and solve it. And then why you must not be afraid of your employment, because there are other opportunities for you to have. I've already told you this morning about translation and interpretation, because this is global. And then if you have any skills or knowledge, how you can get your skills and knowledge, and we can make it available to people that need it anywhere in the world. So please don't get excited and get afraid because somebody said that and another person said this. It's not what they said, it's the reality. You are not going to die. We're going to have a big meeting again, especially the EIE students and parents. We're going to meet all together again when this is over. It will be over. I bet you me. I can guarantee you, whatever anybody is telling you, gloom and doom, the person has no clue, because the virus is new. Nobody is an expert on the virus. Everybody is learning now. What we know now, we're just learning. No, if they knew it, they would have fixed it a long time ago. So don't let any scientist fool you. A scientist is someone that wants to learn and finds out. And we will make that available to you on Amazon later. We're going to make all the known facts about corona made available to you later. So you're going to know about why this virus is doing all the things it's doing, and how it's doing it, and why it affects only your lungs to start with, and how your lungs fight back if you're young, and how your lung fights back if you're old, and what you can do to boost, what you can do to this, and what you're going to tell your grandma and your grandpa what to do with vitamin C, and how things are going to work out. So if you have any questions, make sure you type it now, because by 2 p.m. we're back again, and 7 p.m. we're back in the evening. So morning 10 a.m., afternoon 2 p.m., and then 7 p.m. in the evening. So thank you for watching, and I hope you are the fortunate person to win this book. I hope you are the fortunate person to win it, or you are the fortunate person to win this book, or you are the fortunate person to win the other devices and device cases we talked about earlier. I'll talk to you later. So for those of you that are on the other channel, you need to do now, I need you to take the photographs. I need you to have a look at the photograph. Take the photographs now and make sure that you submit it. And I'm going to tell you how to submit it, because there's a private Facebook page for all EIE parents to submit it to. If you're a non-EIE parent, we're going to tell you what to do to join, because we are making it available to everyone. Originally, we thought we were going to do it only for our EIE parents, but now we are making it available to every human being on planet Earth. So if you can help me do a wave, give a wave to everybody that joined today. Just help me do a wave to everyone that joined. Thank you for joining, and we are going to make sure that by 2 p.m. straight, we're joining again. And all of you that didn't tell me what city you joined from, I would not be able to help you. So if you can help me do a wave there. If you didn't tell me the city, we will not be able to include your city in the experiment, and you will not be able to win the prizes, because there are still prizes here I didn't have time to talk about the t-shirt. I talked about that yesterday. You're going to have t-shirts sent to you with special writing on it. I talked to you. Sky made available to us a VR, virtual reality glasses, that you can use in seeing the tiny 3D view of Corona. You're going to see a 3D image of Corona. We're going to send that to you. Sky made that available to us. Thank you, Sky. And we've got memory stick here that we're going to make available to you. All of this is yours, not mine. We've got memory stick here. We're going to make that available to you. So if you haven't used a VR before, you're going to see the coronavirus in VR. You're going to see your city, a Google Map image of your city in VR, virtual reality. You're going to wear this special t-shirt, the Conquer Corona t-shirt. We're going to make it available to you. You need to know what to do, and you need to know that you must not watch television for more than 1 hour in the morning. If you watch for more than 1 hour in the morning, you are making the lockdown look boring, and then you'll be consumed with negative news. I need you to be able to work through this educationally. So I'm going to give you time to go do the task now. And once you do the task, we're going to come live, and we're going to see those that did the task the best.